Do you want to know if mediumship is in your future? Do you want to know if you can learn how to become a medium even if you've never had a mediumistic experience? Do you want to know the signs and symbols of things that have happened in your life that could be pointing you towards mediumship? In this video today, I wanted to have some fun and go over some things that may have happened throughout your life that is telling you that you should start looking into mediumship. You are a psychic medium. Spoiler alert, we all are psychic mediums and we all can connect to the other side. So stay tuned and let's have some fun together. Hi, my name is Mel. I'm a medium, an energy healer, and a spiritual coach. My passion is helping you find yours, helping you connect with that power inside of you. One of the things I love most is teaching mediumship. My father was killed in 2014, and it sent me on a journey of trying to find a way to still talk to him and communicate with him. I had never in my entire life had a mediumistic experience. I never saw anybody at the end of my bed. I never had an imaginary friend, which is one of the things we're going to go over. And I never had that experience, but I knew in my heart that I could talk to my dad. I knew in my heart that I could learn mediumship. You're always told that you have to be born as a medium, and that is not true. We all are souls, and so it makes sense that we can connect soul to soul. It might take a lot of work, and it did for me, but it is so rewarding and so worth it. So if you have any of these signs, any of these resonate with you, I highly encourage you to look into mediumship. It has brought me the greatest joy in my life, being able to become a professional medium and being able to teach students like you how to connect. If you feel so called, I do have courses on mediumship on my website. Everything is in the description. But let's get to the fun stuff. Let's go over the first one, an imaginary friend. If you had an imaginary friend when you were younger, it's very likely that that imaginary friend was from spirit. You were seeing a spirit person talking to you, engaging with you, playing with you even. And for a lot of you, this could have been an ancestor or a past relative that you didn't know here in the physical world. When we're children, we can see things and feel things a lot more than an adult can. I know when my child was 4 years old and she started learning how to talk, and my mom can verify this, she started telling me that I'm not her only mommy, that she has another mommy. And she would tell me that her family died in a fire. Her mom and dad, her brother, and her sister in this other lifetime. And so she could see that. She knew it. She felt it. She could see it in her mind. And it really got me to thinking about how children are so connected still to the spirit world because they have just come from the spirit world. They are still very much connected to that aspect of themselves still in spirit. When we grow up, society tells us things. We have to go to work. We have our parents telling us, no, no, no. When you're a young child and you don't have all of society's beliefs, your parents' beliefs, your friends' beliefs coming in on you, you're still so carefree and so connected, and you can see things that adults can't because over time we've been told that's not real so many times that we've programmed ourselves to believe it's not. That's why a lot of us think that you have to be born as a medium because society and the world has programmed us to believe that mediumship is wrong, mediumship is bad, you can't do it, it's only for the special, it's only for the people born that way, and that's just not true. So if you saw spirit, had an imaginary friend as a young child, you could be very, very good at mediumship. And it's something I highly encourage you to look into. I know my daughter's very empathic. She can feel the emotions of other people. And I do keep her encouraged in that. But over time, our parents tell us, okay, you don't have an imaginary friend. That wasn't real. They're not real. And so we really get it into our minds that maybe I made that up. Maybe that wasn't real. I want you to reevaluate your childhood. Reevaluate that friend. Reevaluate what happened and what you experienced. If you feel called to it, go back into your past, through your mind, through your thoughts, and see who that imaginary friend was. Talk to them again. You can talk to them and see what's happening there. Mediumship could be something that comes very easily to you. And over time, you've probably turned it off because your parents told you it wasn't real. But this is a great sign that mediumship is something you should look into. One of the signs that I think is a great indicator that you should look into mediumship is just your curiosity into it. I feel like spirit leads you where you need to be. Your spirit guides, your loved ones in spirit that have passed away. I feel like they lead you to things that you're meant to find, that you're meant to do. And that curiosity for mediumship is, in my opinion, one of their ways to get you to look into doing something. Ideas are coming in from spirit all the time. You just don't realize it. And when you have that curiosity that keeps calling you, you see a medium on TV and you feel so drawn to it. You see a book about mediumship and you feel so called to purchase that book and read into it. Maybe you haven't done it yet because you feel like mediumship is for the special. Mediumship is only for those born with it. As we've already discussed, everybody's born with it. Everybody can connect. So I highly encourage you to reach into that curiosity. I encourage you to go for it. Purchase that book. Look into mediumship. Take that course you've been wanting to take. Connect with other mediums. Follow them on social media. I feel like curiosity is one of the best and highest indicators that mediumship is something you should look into. When you have that curiosity come up, I want you to take a step back and go into your heart and feel into that curiosity. Why is it coming up now? Why are you feeling drawn towards whatever it is you're seeing at that moment? Why do you feel drawn towards certain mediums, certain psychics? Is it something about them? Is it the work they do? Is it the healing and the love that they bring? When that curiosity comes up, it's a huge indicator that your higher self is trying to tell you something. That curiosity is coming from somewhere, and really looking into it, diving into it, thinking about it and realizing why it's calling you and just going after it, going for it. Going along with the last one, I feel like when you see mediums on TV and you just feel so drawn to them or you feel so connected to them is a huge indicator that you should look into mediumship. When I was in my 20s, and again, I never had a mediumship experience until my late 30s, I would see James Van Praagh. I would see John Edward, Teresa Caputo on TV, or I'd see their books in a bookshop. And for one split second, I would say, oh, that's me. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why I ever felt that. My father passed away when I was 31. So in my 20s, I wasn't thinking about trying to connect to him, but it just kept coming up. Every time I would see Teresa Caputo on TLC, oh my God, I was so in love. I felt so drawn. I could not take my eyes off of that TV. And it felt like I was her. It felt like I was supposed to be her. And I never understood why that was until now. I can look back and say, my heart, my soul was calling me to mediumship. I was supposed to learn mediumship. I was supposed to do mediumship. Now, again, I didn't discover mine until in my later 30s, but it wasn't a waste, I want to say. So if that's what you're feeling, it's not a waste of time if you don't find it until later in life. I feel like mediumship finds you when you're ready. I wouldn't have been ready in my 20s. I had lived in Europe for a year in my early 20s. When I came back, I was starting a career. I had gotten into a really serious relationship. In my later 20s, I had my daughter. Like, it would not have been possible for me in that time. It had to come when it had to come. And so if it comes for you later in life, please know that there's no rush. You didn't miss anything. Just go for it. Follow your dreams now, no matter how old you are. Follow those dreams. Follow that calling and that pull that you have when you see these beautiful mediums on TV. That pulling, that calling is leading you to something. It's telling you something. And following that calling is what's going to help you find your mediumship abilities. If we sit back on the couch and we just watch Teresa Caputo wishing shoulda, coulda, woulda, things don't happen. Things don't fall into place. But when you start chasing down those paths, when you start seeing those callings and taking action on them, that's when you start opening yourself up to these abilities. That's when you start opening yourself up to the love and the healing that mediumship can bring you. I find that when we were young and we were afraid of the dark, it is a sign or symbol that mediumship is something we should look into. And this goes along with what we said earlier. As a child, you are a lot more sensitive to the spirit world. You are a lot more sensitive to the energies that are around you. Whether you can see them or not, as a child, you can feel them. You can sense something. You know something is there. And so being afraid of the dark to me is a great sign that mediumship is something you should look into. When you're a child, being able to feel spirits there, or if you don't know it's spirit, you know there's an energy there. You know that there's something there, and that's what's making you afraid and wanting to have the light on. You're afraid of the dark. It's because you can sense those energies, and that is clairsentience. This is an ability that mediums use to connect to the other side, to get information from the other side. And so if you were afraid of the dark as a child, which a lot of us were, I know that I was afraid of the dark as a child, it's a sign that you are clairsentient. You're able to feel energies around you. You're able to pick up on things that are happening in your field, picking up on information that is trying to be brought to you from a spirit. Using that ability, clairsentience, to connect for mediumship is such a beautiful way to connect. And being afraid of the dark tells me that you have that ability. As a child, you were able to sense things. And that's why you were afraid to not have the light on when you went to sleep. You knew something was there. You knew that there was somebody or some type of energy with you. Now, that doesn't mean you had to be afraid. You might not have been afraid at all, but you just knew or felt that something was there. A great way to know if mediumship is something you should look into is you're able to see shadows, or you're able to see things out of your peripheral vision. Our eyes have this beautiful technique of being able to zoom in and capture information that's in front of us. And it's got this special lens over it, but on the sides, it does not have that. So when you're looking in your peripheral, you can see things that your normal eye would not pick up. And so being able to see shadows or orbs or something on the side of your eyes is telling you that you have the ability of clairvoyance. This is being able to see spirits, see things that are happening. Some of you might see clairvoyantly in your mind through your third eye, but being able to see shadows or see orbs or see things happening over here on the sides of your eyes is a really great indicator that mediumship is something you should look into. Now, going back to your eyes and your eyes having a special lens and a focus on them, when you're first waking up and you're very groggy, you're very tired, and your eyes are first starting to open, you are actually seeing with the same vision that your peripheral eyes see from. Funny story, my mom and I went to Seattle and we're laying in the pitch black. Like, I was afraid of the dark as a child, but now if the room is not pitch black, no sound, I cannot sleep. But we're in Seattle, it's the middle of the night, and I freshly open my eyes and clear as day see a man standing there. And I screamed so loud, I scared the hell out of my mom. And I go, oh, sorry, Mom, there's a man there. And we both just went back to sleep like it was nothing at all. So being able to see those things, see those shadows, see those images of people, things out of the sides of your eyes, that is a great indicator that you should look into mediumship. Now, just as a child would be able to feel and sense energies, and that's why they might be afraid of the dark, I think a great indicator for you to look into mediumship as an adult would be to feel somebody there that's not there. Okay, we've all had that moment where we're just sitting there and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can feel there's something right there. And when you look, there's nobody there. There has been an energy that stepped into your aura, your field of energy, and you can sense that, again, using clairsentience, clear feeling. Think about it. In a human body, if somebody has stepped next to you, you don't even have to turn around to know there's somebody there. You can feel them. And when you turn around, your mom's there, your brother's there, your little sister's there. But have you ever turned around and there's been nobody there? Mediumship is something that would come naturally to you. Being able to use clairsentience, clear feeling. You are feeling that energy of that spirit coming in, that person in spirit coming into your own energy field. And this is how spirit communicates with us as mediums. They step into our energy field and provide information. So when you have that experience where you turn around knowing there's somebody there and you don't see anyone, you should look into doing mediumship. What about all of my tarot enthusiasts? I find that people that are drawn to other forms of divination, psychic work, tarot work, maybe you're drawn to working with crystals, maybe you're drawn to working with dowsing rods, other divination type systems, I find that those people are so drawn to mediumship as well. All of the people that love tarot, I've had several people who do tarot reach out to me and say, I'm really feeling something more in my tarot readings. I'm feeling like I'm connecting to something more than I have before. I feel like information is coming to me differently than it has before. And 9 out of 10 times, they are connecting to someone in spirit. They are connecting to spirit to give and help them with these tarot readings. Especially if you're using dowsing rods. Those are the rods where people will hold them and they kind of move in and out like this. That spirit is really helping you with that. If you're into other divination, it is a great sign that mediumship is something that you could also move into. I actually have several students in my mediumship course that are tarot readers that have just enjoyed so much moving into the field of mediumship and putting it in with their tarot readings. It's really interesting to see them do their work. But if you are into divination, it's a great sign that mediumship is something that you could also very easily move into, something that you could learn and pick up on very easily. Thank you so much for joining me on this fun little video today. Again, if there's something in here that you have not experienced, that does not mean that you cannot become a medium. Everybody is a medium. You are a soul in this body. They are a soul in spirit, and it makes sense that we can communicate soul to soul. So even if you don't resonate or have experienced any of these signs and symbols, don't worry, you can still learn how to become a medium. Everything from my mediumship development courses is down below. I also have a section full of free content, free videos. That's down below as well. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. If there's a topic you want me to cover, put that down in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.